Okay, be honest. How many of you have opened this episode still thinking about recoupling, a Casa Amor twist, and I got a text that ruined someone's whole summer? I see you. I am you. Love Island has fully taken over my time every summer for the past 5 years. From the UK to US, this year I tried to do double duty and I failed miserably. So I chose UK. I tried to do US, but it was a little too toxic and I just could not take it anymore. It just didn't land so well as it was the previous season. I think season 7 totally just traumatized me. Where I was like, oh no, I don't want to have it had another hot summer. So we're not doing this. So UK has been so much fun. I'm obsessed with Jasmine. I'm obsessed with Lorenzo and everyone else in the cast. And it's just fun to watch British people just hanging out, just talking to each other and just enjoying the time in Mallorca. So one thing you have to know for sure is if there's a trend, the publishing company will actually try to make books out of it. And we have quite a few reality TV adjacent are related to Love Island, not The Bachelor, because that's been a long running or other reality TV shows. So I have to tell you, I basically read most of them and still have more to read. So this is likely going to be a part 1 and there's going to be a part 2 and a part 3 and many more to come because I don't see this trend to go away. I'm Laura. I've read over 3,000 books and I've interviewed over more than 500 authors and I'm real doing the full villa walkthrough. From the actual behind the scenes tell to the rom-coms that will make you feel like you're watching a recoupling ceremony to the ones that throw a literal dead body into the mix. Grab your SPF and let's go in. Okay, so the first recommendation I want to share is our nonfiction bombshell, and it's Enter the Villa by Anna Peel. Let's start with this one. This is not fiction at all. This is actually the perfect table setter for this whole episode. And I spent time reporting nearly 100 interviews, cast, crews, producers to write Enter the Villa, which is basically the definite unauthorized guide history of Love Island. And for what I love about this episode, it's not just gossip, although there is gossip. It's explaining the mechanics of why fake produced environment, full of camera and challenges and forced recouplings, creates such a real feeling that in the people living in it. Which is, by the way, is exactly why every single romance novel on this list works as a trope. Because once you understand the actual psychological pressure cooker of these shows, it makes total sense why reality TV contestants find real love in camera. It is such a good romance setup. It is not a gimmick. There's real signs of attraction and stuff happening. And if you're kind of like a Love Island fan who also wants the reporting, the production secrets, the Casa Amor crash outs, and all the deep dives, not just for UK, but US and other franchises, this book is for you. Consider it your syllabus for the rest of this episode. Okay, so now we're going to go to the romance because this is where we normally come from. The rom-coms that nail the Love Island format. These books actually take the bones of the Love Island format, develop the challenges, recouplings, the bombshells, just with a different flavor along with the romance on top. So the first book I want to share is Reality Bites by Amy Mass. This book came out this year. This is your scientist reluctantly goes for a dating show premise. It is so much fun. It is a STEM romance. So Grace is a wildlife scientist trying to save an endangered frog species, and nobody wants to save them because even though frogs are kind of cute, but not too cute, they're in danger. And so we need money. So our entire family is an all-star influencer. So they ended up pitching her to go on the show, and a Love Island style show is just to save her lab for funding. Naturally, she falls in love with the show's lawyer, Andrew, who is supposed to be keeping her in line, not falling for her. She's a vegan. She has needs. She's ill-prepared to come to the island. This is a truly fish out of water heroine with zero idea how to perform for the cameras, and then accidentally becomes a must-watch TV. If you like this fish out of water Love Island contestant, this is one for you. Okay, so now we're going to do the queer option, which is Hot Summer by Elle Everhart. This one's a queer entry for the list, and I want to highlight it because it generally is a great queer Love Island rom-com. It is not something we get often, so just pitch it up for added to your TBR. So in this one, Cass goes on a show called Hot Summer and for pure strategy to win over the public and secure work promotion. Then she meets Ada, who is actually there for real love. She's come for the right reasons, and Cass has to decide she can let herself want something real instead of just winning. It got all the villa chaos you want, plus Harry, who has to unlearn her old cynicism in real time. Very satisfying arc. It is just a fine one that you get to see. This is based in Love Island, UK, and it's just chef's kiss because I think Cass is actually a OG bombshell. So she's an OG, so we get to see from the beginning to the end. The next one is just a ridiculous premise, but it's Coupling Up by Joe Lyons. And I have to say, This one is a primary school teacher who has the summer off and needs to make some money and needs a place to live. She swaps places with her twin sister to go on the show. Her twin sister is a huge fan of the show, but she's in a relationship. So she applied when she was not in a relationship, and now she's moving with her boyfriend. She needs actually her sister to go somewhere else. And so they decide to swap places, and the chaos ensues immediately. Our heroine has to go to Mexico to fall in love with a person who's off limits, the show's producer, and has basically cosplays a fame-hungry reality TV star. It's just arrive being voted off. It is very funny. It is very British. And if you like the heroine who is deeply out of depth in the best way, this one's for you. Okay. This one is Palm Villa by Ashley Harley. This one's on KU. Coupling Up is also on KU. This is a classic, super fun, get signed up by her best friend and this actually falling in love setup. Very much a wish fulfillment version of watching the show. Veronica goes in expecting a free vacation and then having to fight for a real connection when producers start throwing out bombshells into the mix. This is like the classic Love Island, the most pure Love Island reading experience. There's challenges, recoupling, the works. If you want the classic Love Island, Palm Villa is for you. Okay. Now we're going to go for the twist because we got two ones that are a little bit twisty. One has a dead body and the other one is stranded in an island, and we got to love this. So the first one is Stranded in Paradise by Portia McIntosh. This one flips the script. Instead of the contestants, our leads are the casting producers, rival co-workers Cleo and Lucky, who cannot stand each other. When a storm delays the actual cast, the two of them get forced to pose as contestants for the next 24 hours. You know exactly where this goes. It is such a satisfying way to get there. Enemies to lovers, first proximity, and a reality TV show setting. This is basically the three tropes jacked into one, and which honestly makes the Love Island experience in a nutshell. The final one that I want to share is Alice Chan's Reality Check by Cara Liu and Jennifer Young. And then this is really a wild card because Alice goes on a reality show for a cash prize. She gets cheated on by her fiance on camera. Faith dates her high school nemesis to stay in the game. Very normal reality TV stuff. Love to see it. Sounds like Vanderpump Rules. We love to see this. And then a dead body turns up. Yes, this is a murder mystery inside a Love Island style dating show with fake dating romance layer on top. If you ever watched Recoupling and thought this is higher stakes, this book is for you. So that's a full little lineup from reporting, rom-coms, enemies to lovers twist, and the actual body count. If you want my honest rankings of these, plus the ones I think work best as audiobooks, that breakdown is going to be at my Substack this week. So if you want to sign up to my Substack, it's betweenxpodcast.com. And you should definitely sign up for my podcast for limited tips on how to maximize your library cards and get the most out of it, as well as author interviews with the actual book recommendation list and why they thought you should read these books, and more of these recommendations. All right, I've had a text. It's time to go. So I'll see you next episode. Bye.